Hello and welcome to Prestige Global Meeting Sources Education Webinar Series. My name is Sasha Andreev, and I will be your host today as we explore today's topic, tips and tricks for standing out on LinkedIn from Prestige's very own Alex Mendoza. Now, if you've attended a previous webinar, welcome back. And if this is your first, we are so happy that you are here. Now, a little bit about Prestige. We have a rich history of supporting event planners by offering a comprehensive service from site selection to full event services. We leverage our global network of hospitality resources to benefit our clients, and our commitment to you is integral to our success. Now, creating this education webinar series is part of that commitment. We understand that you want to stay informed and inspired, so we've reached out to our industry friends to share their expertise on several different aspects that affect your professional and sometimes even your personal lives. So I am very proud to say that this is the fourth of the series, and we already have some motivating webinars on the books for 2025. But let's get the party started by officially introducing today's presenter, Alex Mendoza, who will be presenting today's subject. Now, Alex is Prestige's Director of Regional Sales, Pacific Northwest. Alex, welcome.
Thank you, Sasha. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I practiced saying your name to get it right because it is deceptive.
Perfect.
Practice makes
perfect. Just like LinkedIn.
Exactly. Well, before we let Alex go with his presentation, I want to toot his horn a little bit. Alex wears many hats. In addition to his busy Prestige role, he is VP of Communications from Washington State Chapter of Meeting Professionals International, or MPI. And he joined Prestige Global Meeting Source in 2021 as a hotel and meetings consultant. With over 20 years of hospitality and events experience, Alex has worked for organizations including Caesar Entertainment, Marriott, Hilton, and IHG Properties, booking meetings of attendees anywhere from 10 to 100,000 and all the numbers in between. And in 2017, he co-founded the Just Because Happy Hour, or the JBHH, as a way to help create an inclusive community between hospitality suppliers and planners in a casual and relaxed environment. And this group has now grown to almost 1,000 members and even has several other chapters across the country. So Alex is definitely a master networker, a master traveler, and happens to be the perfect guest to share some tips and tricks to become an expert LinkedIn user. Did I get all that right, Alex?
I think you said it better than I could. So yes, thanks, Sasha.
Well, I practiced and I also read it. So I had it right in front of me. So Alex, LinkedIn can be really overwhelming for folks. There's so many features. How did you become so knowledgeable, and what can people expect from your presentation?
Well, hopefully they are going to get some tips and tricks from this presentation that they can use on a daily basis to make them more connected professionally and get their message across, whatever that may be, because we're going to do a lot of talk about personal branding.
Excellent. And of course, from all the networking that you've done live, a lot of those skills translate in their own way to LinkedIn.
They do. And you know what? LinkedIn it's an ever-changing platform, and I'm constantly learning new things. And you just pick up things from other people, you hear things from podcasts, you read stuff, you just keep going and learning.
Excellent. Well, before we get the presentation going, I want to make a note to our viewers that there is a Q&A function, so please post your questions in the Q&A. We'll address as many of them as we can after Alex's presentation. And of course, this presentation is available for viewing on the Prestige Global Meeting Source YouTube channel. So once it is there, please feel free to watch it, share it, and of course, rewatch it. Alex, I look forward to seeing what you have to say. Of course, yes, but you're going to tell us all about how to do that. So, Alex, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Sasha. Let's get started. Go to the next slide. There we go. Okay, so here's my my cover page and information about me and what I do. All right. The objectives today, we're going to try to get you the ability to connect with key decision makers and what to do afterwards, how to build relationships with your peers, use your network, increase your opportunities, how you can be different from other people on LinkedIn. We're going to try to have a little fun. And at the end, I'm going to show you a few little tips outside of LinkedIn. They're more like pet peeves for me. And hopefully they are for you as well. All right. Okay. John Oliver may not have faith in LinkedIn, but I certainly do. Let me give you a little timeline about LinkedIn and who is still on LinkedIn. It was founded in 2003 by Reid Hoffman. He was the COO of PayPal. And since founding LinkedIn, he is a big investor in OpenAI. As of May 2023, he's invested in 37 different AI companies, if that tells you where our technology is taking us. In May 2004, they had a million users. In 2006, they had their first month of profitability. That's about the time that I joined LinkedIn. Bit of a late adopter, I guess. In 2007, they had 10 million users. By 2011, they were on the stock exchange. In 2016, they were purchased by Microsoft for $26 billion. Not bad, right? And then today, they have more than 1 billion users in over 200 countries. They get 3 new members every second. They have over 18,000 employees in their headquarters in Sunnyvale, California. Why are people on here? Okay. Growing your personal brand. And you'll hear that a lot. When people talk about LinkedIn, they talk about personal brand. And so what is personal brand? It's basically your story. You know, it encompasses who you are, what you stand for, your strengths, and how you use that strength to bring value to your community. It can be told in multiple formats, extends to all the ways you present yourself online, including, you know, your website, what you write about, your tone. Remember, I think the most important thing to remember about the personal brand is personal. It's you. It is not your company. It is you. It is what makes you you. So when you are posting on LinkedIn, be thoughtful about what you're putting out there. If you are always posting about your company, that's fine. But then people will only know you for that. And if you ever leave your company, then they'll only know you for what you were and not who you are. People are on here to network with the right people. They are here to hire a more well-rounded team. They're here looking for a job. They're looking for business opportunities. I certainly am. They're here for learning. They're here for research. And they're looking to see what the competition is doing, because you don't want to copy your competition, but you definitely want to be aware of what's going on. Number one, first thing you should do is optimize your profile. What does that mean? It means having a good profile photo. Make sure your profile photo is professional, it's clear, it represents who you are. Remember that a good photo will get you 21 times more profile views and 9 times more connection requests. So make sure that smile is in your profile photo. Okay. Ensure your profile headline clearly states your role and your specialization within the meeting industry. And I'm going to show you a couple examples of that, because sometimes your title that's on your business card doesn't exactly explain what it is that you do. And I'll show you. So use your summary to highlight specific skills. Okay. Study the people you admire. What are they doing differently? And then 501 plus, and I'm not talking about the genes. Okay. On LinkedIn, if you have less than 500 connections, it will show exactly how many connections you have. So I always tell people, make sure that you have at least 501 connections, because after that point, it says you have over 500 connections. And you could have 501 connections, or you could have 5,001 connections. The person on the other end doesn't know. But if it's less than 500, then it shows that you are well connected. So make sure that you're connected with everyone you know. You know, if your Facebook friends, your coworkers, you go to a conference, connect. But don't just connect, engage. And we'll get to that later, okay? Here are some examples of different profile photos and titles, okay? Reid Hoffman says that he's the co-founder of LinkedIn. That's pretty self-explanatory, okay? Mine says you're valuable and free hotel and events negotiator at Prestige. You only have so much space to tell your story on a title page. So make sure that it is as robust as possible. If you work in hotels and your title is sales manager, that doesn't really tell anybody anything. So get creative. This is your opportunity. Okay, what not to do. This is an example of a profile photo that is neither professional nor crisp and clear. You probably shouldn't be in short shorts on your LinkedIn profile photo. Okay. Just saying. This is a great one. Okay. Leanne Calderwood is, I'm a fan of hers. She's a big LinkedIn advocate, and she's an advocate for people who are introverts, which is the opposite of what I am, an extrovert. So if you are, definitely connect with her if you want some other additional LinkedIn tips. These are some examples of different names and titles, and look at them and say, do I know what this person does? Is this the kind of person that I want to connect with? Down at the bottom, Daniel says always ready. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I want to connect with them just based on that. So think about that when you're putting your titles together. Number 2, showcase your work. Include descriptions of past events that you've done. Add photos, videos, visual proof that you're of what you're doing so that people know who you are. Your personal brand. Remember, it's not necessarily your company. I got an example just the other day. I was on LinkedIn and there was someone who was looking for a job. She had been at this hotel for, I don't know, 10 years. And she said, hey, I'm looking for jobs out there. If anybody knows anything, please let me know, which is a great post to do. But then I went back to her history. And the last post she had done was a month before, and it was promoting her hotel. And then the last post before that was 4 months before that, and it was promoting her hotel. And the last post before that was a year ago, and it was, again, promoting her hotel. So when I look at her profile and her posts, I wonder, who is she? What is she about? And it is the place that she's no longer working at. So diversify your posts. That's what I got to say. Okay. Your about section. Does it tell a story? I worked on my about section to tell a story, and someone reached out to me and said, I read your about section and I want to connect with you because that's a great story. And I was like, success. She's the only person who did that, but somebody did. Somebody read it. And I think, you've got the information in there, put it in there, and let the other person know who you are and why you're on LinkedIn. Try establishing yourself as a thought leader. It's amazing how many posts that I do that people come up to me and say, I saw your post about X or Y, or I see your posts all the time and I really love them. And that's great because you don't know who's out there looking at your posts because they may not like it, they may not comment on it, but you're out there. And so be careful, be professional. Remember, this is LinkedIn and not Facebook, but you can bring you into the equation. What are your hobbies? What are your passions? Let people know what they are, because that helps define you. That is your personal brand. Okay. Skills, complete them so that clients and prospective employers might see you more clearly. There's a whole skills section in there where you can just click and say, I'm good at finance, I'm good at Excel, whatever it may be. Invest in a professional course. Outlook, web design, AI, definitely AI. And then when you do, that's a great post for LinkedIn. That's a great information to put on your profile. All right, this is my favorite section. Network, network, network. As an extrovert, I love meeting people. I think it was Will Rogers who said, a stranger is just a friend I haven't met yet. And I'm a big believer in that. I love meeting strangers and knowing what makes people tick. So connect with other professionals in the meeting industry, event planners, venue managers, corporate executives. Do you know where all your friends work? Connect with them. Make sure that you belong to a professional organization like MPI. I'm on the board of MPI, and I'm actually in beautiful Port Angeles, Washington right now at our board retreat. Well, not right now. I'm hosting this webinar. But if you don't see something out there, start your own group. That's what I did with the Just Because Happy Hour. And now we have 4 other chapters, and it's growing, and it's all about, you don't know who you don't know. And making community and building network. Okay. Do your homework when attending an event. So oftentimes when you go to an event, like an MPI event, there's a list of the people that are attending. Go through that list. Maybe connect with some of those people so that if you are going to an event and you don't know anybody, this is a great way to start off going into the event, knowing people and say, hey, once you connect, you say, I'm going to be at the event that I see that you are attending. I would love to connect with you in person while we're there. It kind of takes away from the junior high school dance where nobody asks you to dance and you're standing up against the wall. A personalized personalized connection request. Okay, this is a challenge because LinkedIn is constantly changing the way they do their rules. So it used to be you could connect with people and get, I don't know, 200, 300 characters to say why you wanted to connect with them. Well, now LinkedIn only gives you 5 to 20 per month. How many is it? Don't know. Is it different for every person? Yes, it is. This is on basic LinkedIn. If you have one of the premium products like Navigator, it gives you more opportunities to explain why you want to connect with them. So if you are connecting, remember, you only have so many a month. So make those ones last. If you meet a person in person, if you meet someone in person, connect with them right there on LinkedIn, because then you've met each other and you don't need to do the formal, this is why we should connect. Okay. Join groups that interest you. This is a huge one. This is huge. This is probably one of my favorite things that I like to let people know is to, once you've connected with people, tell them why you connected. You send a blank invitation request and they accept it. Okay. Definitely follow up and say, hey, thanks for connecting with me, especially since I didn't say why I wanted to connect with you. This is why I want to connect with you. Or a great one. Sorry. A great one is that when I connect with someone, I say, it was great meeting you at the PCMA meeting last month at the Fairmont. Okay. Why do you do that? Because 3 years from now, somebody's going to ask you to help connect you to that person. And you're going to be like, if you have no notes in the comments, if you have no exchange with them, one, you're not building a relationship. And two, you have no idea where you met or why you met. If you put this in after you connect with them, you can say, oh, I met them 3 years ago at the PCMA meeting at the Fairmont. And so it's a great little tip to keep you on track. Okay. Don't just engage. What do I mean by that? Okay. It's great when you see a post that you like and you like it. But if you are trying to build a relationship with someone either you don't know or you don't know well, LinkedIn is a great way to do that. But liking their post isn't the same as engaging with them. So if somebody posts something, tell them why you liked it. Okay. It's all about algorithms too, right? And so it'll boost your algorithm the more interactive you are with your entire network. Networking, the ABCs of networking. And this is something I put together. It's be authentic, be brave, because networking isn't easy, but be curious. Make sure that you're asking more questions than you're telling. Remember that we are trying to sell ourselves, sell our products on LinkedIn, but nobody likes a hard sell. Okay. So if someone wants to know about what you do, give them a short little elevator pitch, but don't do that every single time. You're building a relationship, right? You don't start a relationship with, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is what I do for a living. Ask about them, okay? Then let them ask about you. And then finally, don't be political. LinkedIn is for communicating professionally. You want to be political? There are plenty of other social media outlets out there for you to do that. Using keywords strategically. Okay, so it's important that when in your profile that you have certain keywords that pop out because of the algorithms. There's articles on keywords, and you can look at those when I send you the PDF. All right, becoming a thought leader. Where do you want to be seen as an expert, or do you want to be seen as an expert? What is your passion? Is it catering? Is it technology? Is it contracts? Definitely do your own posts. And when you notice something that happens, I do that all the time. And it's amazing the traction that some of these posts get, because I think I work from home and I kind of use LinkedIn as my office. and my water cooler. So when something upsets me or something throws me off, I want to share it. And so I'll share it on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is my office. So start commenting on posts from other leaders in your industry. You will start to stand out. Create your own content. They say that super users on LinkedIn post at least twice a week. Twice is a lot when you get into it. But I highly encourage you to start posting if you're not already. But make sure that they are thoughtful posts. Make sure they aren't reposts. Make sure they're something that says something about you and what you want to share. Okay, share helpful resources, other people's podcasts, articles. Know that when you are reposting something, you're going to get less traction than if it is an original post. Okay, be consistent in your approach to LinkedIn. Start your year off with a plan. Here we are, we're in November, so this is a great time to do this. Think about what you want out of LinkedIn. Do you want to grow your network? Do you want business? Do you want to be a thought leader? Make sure you write it down, because when you write it down, then you have a plan, right? Engage with like-minded individuals and collaborate with your network. Offer to be on a panel. Panels are great. They're not like hosting a webinar where you have to do a bunch of homework. Being on a panel, you just sit in a chair and people ask you questions and you can talk about, your shared experience, okay? Seek recommendations and endorsements, okay? So how do you do that? You ask for them. And the best time to ask for them is when you don't need them. So you've probably gotten requests from people before where they say, I just lost my job and now I need some recommendations on LinkedIn because I need to boost this up because, my future employer is probably looking at this. Well, they're going to see that all these recommendations came, after they had left their past job and before they started this new job. Ask for them now. For example, I'm hosting this webinar today on LinkedIn. I would love a recommendation from you as to how I did on the webinar. Okay, satisfied customers, industry colleagues, board members, you can ask for endorsements from all of them. Remember, ask for them now when you don't need them. Okay, and then be weary of the job hunter that gets the job and then crickets. You can tell that the person that I was telling about earlier, who was on there saying that she was looking for a job, had never posted before. She's going to get a job and probably never post again on LinkedIn, which is fine if she gets the job. But if you really want to build a good network, you need to be doing the work and do it on a weekly basis. Okay, monitor and engage with your competitors' content. Follow your top competitors, follow your clients, follow people that you see as industry leaders. Now, following a company is different than following a person. I always recommend that you connect with a person rather than following them, because following a person is kind of a one-way mirror. You get to see the stuff that they post, but you're not connected. And if you're trying to build your network and you're trying to build relationships, you can't do that by following. You do that by connecting. Okay? Track your posting engagement. Basic LinkedIn has some tools that tell you how well you're doing. They say, hey, people have been looking at your profile, or you connected with this many people last week, or the post that you did last week had 5,000 impressions. Now, impressions may not mean a whole lot. It may mean that somebody scrolled past it. That's an impression. But make sure that when you do a post, this is another good one too. This isn't in the notes. When you do a post, make sure you're asking a question at the end of the post, because that way you're starting engagement. I can't believe that, that the industry is doing this. What are your thoughts on this? When you ask a question, you're asking people to be engaged with you. Okay. Regularly update your profile and post with recent achievements. Like I said, post regularly, also update your profile regularly. Have you taken a new class? Have you gotten certification for something? Are you volunteering? Volunteering is a great way to, one, learn about things that you don't know how to do, and two, share that knowledge with LinkedIn if it's something that you want to get into marketing and you volunteer on the MPI board for the marketing, or MPI with marketing, and then you post that in your LinkedIn. Now you have marketing experience, right? post about your company in the news, but make sure that that's not all you're posting about, okay? And achievements of your colleagues, because we're better when we are supporting each other, right? Optimize your posts. This is all about like when's the best time to post and what's the best way to post. LinkedIn says that reposts get less traction than an original post. They also say that videos get more traction than a picture, okay? I don't know if that's necessarily true. I get better engagement on stuff that is just pure text sometimes than a video that I'll do. So it's all over the place. And then make sure that when you are doing a post that you are tagging, because tagging expands your reach. So, you know, I do a site at a hotel. I make sure that I post a video or pictures of that, and then I tag the hotel, and then I tag the person that did the site with me, and it makes for a post that reaches a larger audience. Okay, and again, the super user is doing 2 to 5 times per week and up to 20 times per month. All I'm asking of you is just try doing once a week. Just start once a week and see how that goes. Okay. When's the best time to post? They say that it's on Monday through Friday between 9 to 5. But I've had posts that I posted on Sunday night at 7 o'clock at night, and the next day I have 4,000 impressions. So I don't know. You test it for yourself and see how you do. But keep an eye on your engagement. LinkedIn Sales Solutions. Okay, so this whole course is about basic LinkedIn, but the premium LinkedIn, it costs you money. And if you are in business development, it's money well spent, because when you engage with people, when you connect with them, you get unlimited in-mails, so you can say why you want to connect with them. It has better searching capabilities. But you know, LinkedIn, Microsoft bought it for $26 billion, so they're trying to get their money back. So they're gonna take away some of the things that used to be available on Basic and make you pay for it now. Okay. More information on the sales solutions. Okay, additional things. How are we doing on time? Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so additional things. These are outside of LinkedIn, some are within LinkedIn. So on the phone app, okay, see right here, where the arrow is at the top of the LinkedIn app, and I would make sure you have LinkedIn as an app on your phone. The little square to the right of the search button pulls up a QR code. It can show your QR code so that somebody else can scan it, or it can go into scan mode and you can scan somebody else's. It's a great way to connect with people when you're seeing them in person, especially if their name is like John Smith. And then you'd have to search for the John Smith, and this one, no, this one, no. So you do this and it'll take you directly to their profile, and it makes things go really quickly. Another thing is a V card. So when you are trying to connect with people and you want them to remember you, you want them to have you in their system, send them a V card, because it's different than your signature line. The V card is an attachment that when they open it, they can hit save and it'll automatically go into their Outlook or into their contacts. So I use that all the time. When you're doing your signature line, make sure that it has your company name in it. If a lot of times I try to make sure that everybody I know, I try to put them into my Outlook contacts, but it's hard to do when their signature line is a picture and not actual text, because then you can't just copy and paste it into your Outlook. So don't do that. That's my recommendation. Fake profiles. Okay, we talked about this before. How do you spot a fake profile? Usually they have a picture that is more appropriate for Playboy and not LinkedIn. Also, they usually have a high profile job at a company, and they only started 6 months ago and they have no other prior work experience. You know, if it smells funny, it's probably something wrong with it, right? Podcasts. I love podcasts, all types of podcasts, but I especially love podcasts about LinkedIn, because there are always ideas on there of things that you're not doing. And you're like, that's a great little gem. I'm going to keep that. So hopefully you learn some of those gems today on this. The LinkedIn QR code you have right there. A dot card. Okay, I just got a dot card recently. It's $20 for a year. And think of it like a permanent business card. You just tap it on someone's phone and it sends all the information, the business card, and it goes into their phone. Not a card that they're going to put in their back pocket and put on their desk drawer and never put it in their system. This goes directly into their system. So invest in a dot card. It's only 20 bucks. And then follow Leanne Calderwood on LinkedIn, especially if you're an introvert. She has great ideas on LinkedIn. This is information on searching like a pro and how to best search, not just in LinkedIn, but even on, Google searches. And we're done. Questions? Sasha?
Yes, thank you very much, Alex, for all of that information. I'll ask you to unshare your screen because that QR code to get in touch with Alex will actually be as my background as well. If you scan this QR code with your phone, it will take you to his it will take you to his LinkedIn profile. So you connect with him and ask some questions. But we do have a few questions that came in during your presentation that I would love to address. So first one comes from Justin Craig, who asked, how many skills are optimal to list? I sometimes worry about listing too many skills and creating a barrage of words.
I believe when it comes to the skills subset, when you click on them, I think it limits you to 50.
And you say use that up if you need to.
Use up all 50, because what you feel might not be important for a job that you're looking for, your employer might.
Got it. All right. Here's another question. Comes from Michelle Robinson. Do you recommend LinkedIn Premium?
I do, depending on what it is you're trying to do. If you are, say you're a hotel salesperson and you're trying to find new business, LinkedIn Premium can be great for that. If you are trying to grow your network and you have trouble getting people to connect with you, Premium is a great way to do that because, like I said, you can say why you want to connect with people, and if they read that, then they'll know why it is you're trying to connect.
Got it. All right. Now, Edwina was asking if we can see the search slide again, and I will say that actually a PDF of this entire presentation Alex is making available. So Alex, what's the best way for folks if they wanted to get a copy of the presentation so they can have all of this great knowledge?
Yes. Connect with me on LinkedIn, of course, right? So
there you go.
Yes. And if we're not already connected, you follow up by saying, I was on your webinar. Thank you so much. Or it was rubbish. I didn't learn a thing, but I would love a copy of that PDF. And so I'm going to make you do the homework on that. Connect with me, ask for the PDF, and I'll be happy to send it to you.
Perfect. We'll get a question from Brooke. What is Verify Now?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I think I said I'm by no means the expert. That's a good one for me. Yeah.
Excellent. And we've had a lot of great things that people have been writing just in our chat, sort of, just commending you on what a great job you did. There was a question that came also from Brooke. Is tagging as simple as putting a hashtag in front of a word?
Well, a hashtag is different than an @ So when you want to tag a person, use the @ key. When you want to tag a like a hotel or a company, use the @ okay? Your hashtag is for example, I'll do a post for event professionals and I'll do hashtag event profs. Or every time I do a site with a hotel, I'll hashtag engage prestige because that is the hashtag that we use for our social media. So just, play around with it. Sometimes what you don't want to do is have a post that has 3 million hashtags in it. Nobody wants to see that.
Got it. Here's a question that I was curious about. If people aren't in my industry or I don't really know them, is it worth accepting their request, quantity versus quality?
Yeah, that's a personal call. Okay. Some people are in it for a numbers game, and the more the merrier for them. But like I said, follow up with them, because if you're not building a relationship with someone, what good is that connection doing for you?
Got it. But like you said, it's great to have over 500 because it makes you
It makes
present
you
better.
look like you're a super connector, even if you've only got 501 connections.
Got it. We also got a question from Leslie. In order to upload a video to LinkedIn, does it have to be downloaded into YouTube first? Is that a technical question you can answer for us?
That's the answer is no. But for example, like when I go and do tours of different properties, I like to promote that on LinkedIn. So what I do
Hmm.
is I take all my photos and my videos and I put them together on an app like I use iMovie. So iMovie will make the video and then I download it to my phone and then I
Hmm.
upload it from my phone to LinkedIn.
So I'm hearing you say that learning a little bit of those skills will actually make you be a better LinkedIn user because if you know how to take some of that media and present it, it's going to serve you in the end.
Yeah. And if you have trouble doing it, test it out, and if it doesn't work right, you can always delete it and start over. You can, and then you had said something earlier about connecting with people you don't know.
Yeah,
This is a great opportunity to reach out to somebody who is connected to them. So say, the person is a second connection. That means that somebody else knows them. So you go to that person and say, I need to connect with so and so. Okay. Can you help make an introduction?
got it. So it's an excuse to kind of network with additional people in order to get to that person, and you might actually get some great tips or connections as a result of that.
Use your network.
Got it. And John just says that great information, Alex. Thank you for the time you put into the presentation. And then Michelle asks, can you please tell me if my LI tagline is compelling? By the way, we are LI friends forever now. I actually
Oh,
don't even know what that means, but maybe you do.
which Michelle?
This is Michelle Robinson.
Okay. All right. I will take a look, Michelle.
Excellent. See, this is the great reason to connect with Alex because perhaps he will take a look at your profile and tell you if you are doing it correct. Again, lots of comments coming in how great this presentation was. I know that we were thinking about some questions we had in advance. And by the way, in the final minute, if anybody has another one, please use that Q&A function. Um, here's a question that I have for myself. If I'm trying to connect with somebody I truly don't know and I don't have a mutual connection with them,
Mhm.
and you kind of send them a message request kind of unsolicited, what are your thoughts on approaching that?
Well, remember one that you have between 5 and 20 that you can do each month. So be very careful with who you are saving those asks for. And
Hmm.
just be honest, just be real. Don't be fake. Don't be canned. Don't be a salesperson. Say, hey, I saw your profile and I really admire your company, and when I would love to know more about it, or whatever the reason is. But say it concise, and know that it may not make a connection because sometimes people get a million connections. I'm sure, Reid Hoffman, the CEO or the former CEO of LinkedIn, gets a lot of them
Sure.
and doesn't even probably look at his own LinkedIn. So don't be surprised if you write a really compelling message and don't get a response back. But that's where
Get,
building your network helps, because the more people you know, it's all 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right?
exactly.
Eventually you'll get a connection that is connected to the person that you want to be connected with, and maybe that person can make a connection. But it happens a lot where people will, I'll reach out to someone else, say, so and so, could you help connect us? And they're like, I'm connected to them, but I don't know where I met them, I don't know when I met them, and I don't really know them that well. That's a fail.
Sure.
Don't be that person. Um,
Got it. And
I like to reach out to, 5 random LinkedIn connections a week and and say, how's it going? Or, I saw your post about X, Y, and Z, and I really enjoyed it. Just to keep relationships going.
sure. And it's important to maintain those relationships, even if it's something that's not in the immediacy that you need to connect with them, but you know that they might be helpful in the future. You want to foster that relationship the way you do with a friendship, even.
Anyone,
Yeah.
you never know where your next business opportunity, your next job, your love interest is going to come from. It could come from LinkedIn.
Exactly. A couple quick questions, and we'll wrap this up in just a couple minutes. But Natalia asks, is it okay for a business page to comment on posts from personal profiles in the professional field, or is it better if only people who work at the company make the comments and not the page itself?
Oh, I guess she's asking it because you know, like I maintain the MPI page for our Washington chapter, and you
Right.
want to be really careful because you are representing that company. So if you are going to be saying something on behalf of the company, make sure that the company has approved something like that, because you don't want to speak out of turn. You are your own personal brand. You can do whatever you want. You know, some things may have consequences, but you know who cares, right? Because at least you're being
Exactly. Great. And then one last question for you. And this is for folks that maybe just be starting out. Any advice you give to a college student setting up their LinkedIn page and starting to look for a job?
yeah. Reach out to your the people you see as thought leaders and people whose pages you admire and ask them for help. People want instinctively to help other people. And if they don't, they're garbage people, so don't worry about them anyway. But
Yeah.
I would say build your network. You know, especially if you're in college, connect with all of your college acquaintances. Connect with your your parents' friends, because you never know where that next job opportunity or great connection is going to come from.
Got it. Well, Alex, this has been so helpful. As a reminder to everyone again, please use this QR code to connect to Alex's LinkedIn and ask any further questions. And of course, you can always connect with your Prestige account manager should you want to connect with him in other ways. And of course, Alex does have that presentation available should you need it. This was so helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this with us, Alex.
Thanks, Sasha. I gotta say, it's really weird doing a presentation where it's not interactive and I'm just talking to a blank screen, but hopefully I did okay.
Oh, you did awesome. And of course, you can rewatch the presentation on YouTube, which will be posted in a few days. Alex, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
All right. Thanks, Sasha. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, for everybody else, just a final thought as we complete this year. This has been such a wonderful time to share information. And of course, there will be more coming in the new year. So I encourage you to stay tuned, watch your email as we send you more. And of course, if you have ideas for a topic that you want to see as a presentation, or maybe you have something that you are a specialist on, we'd love to hear from you. Another QR code to scan. You can scan it and submit those thoughts and suggestions for upcoming educational webinars. And of course, you can also contact your Prestige account manager. It has been a fantastic 2024. And of course, be on the lookout for those 2025 webinar subjects. And until then, it's been a pleasure to be with you over the course of this fall. Have a great December, everybody. And we will see you all very, very soon. Take care.